Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jason with Daily Recap and Outlook for tonight. Today's Monday, April 8th, 2013. It's currently 5:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just about 3 hours ahead of the NCAA Championship tip-off between Louisville and Michigan, which is going to be a great game. Super excited about it, and we'll definitely discuss that in the trade room tomorrow. All right, so what we're going to do tonight, basically, let me bring up the plan. Quick review of Thursday night's trades. We had that Euro long at 29.05. We just nailed that entry. Really good trade. Ended up hitting a 2R target in New York. So picked it up at 29.05 and hit that 2R 29.75 target in New York on Friday post NFP. So a good night. After last week's volatile drop in U.S. dollar off of Draghi's comments Thursday and then a poor NFP figure on Friday, FX moved into largely range-bound conditions today. That's pretty typical following a post-strong NFP volatility breakout. So typically if NFP gets really breaking strong, Monday ends up being typically a ranging day as markets consolidate and weigh everything out. So we have several key levels where we're going to look to make some plays this week on Euro and Cable, specifically buying dips, which we're going to get an opportunity, it looks like, on the pound tonight. So we'll break it down here. So we're going to look to pick up Cable tonight if we can get a little bit of a sell-off to 29.25. That may not happen tonight. It may happen tomorrow night. So that may end up being like a Wednesday morning trade in London, but we'll go through that. And then Cable, we're going to look to pick up at 52.38, which it's already hit. If you were in the trade room this morning, we already talked about this trade. So some of you may be in it, but we'll review it now. And then Aussie, we're going to stand pat, which we'll go over as well. So let's start with Euro dollar. Basic, if you back this out to the daily chart, there's a couple pieces you want to be paying attention to. Obviously, the swing high down to swing low. The backside 23%, which is going to be right there at 29.70, and then the 38% up at 31.10. Definitely looking at reactionary points off there this week. And then if you go all the way out to the weekly and you take your fib from swing low to swing high, you'll see that 38% comes in right there at 30.75, right there at 30.75. So we've got a major potential reaction going to come on right around that area. So if we come back to the 4-hour chart, then what I'm really looking at on Euro are those fib levels plus these two trend lines right here. So coming through the highs there and then coming from the very highs here. So these are both of major importance to me this week for two reasons. First off, you can see we failed on this trend line twice, right? We failed there Friday. We failed there again this morning in London. Now we're just consolidating at the highs. What I really want to happen, which of course I don't know if it will, but I really want to buy at 29.25, backside retest of this trend line that got broken on Friday. We just have so much good support right in this area off that backside trend line. And then you've got this whole spike base right here around 29.15, 29.10. So I like that whole area for longs. At the moment, it looks like Euro's just going to go up to 30.75 tonight in London. So I want to touch on that. For this 29.25 to trigger, we're obviously not going to have to sell off all the way below 29.70 and get a pretty good move to the downside. So what's most likely going to happen is this simple break higher. And the way you're going to want to play that tonight, again, for those of you newer to the recap, we only look at trades in the overnight session that are going to give us at least 50 to 60 pip moves. Anything that's tighter than that, we typically don't put bold lettered buy here, sell here mandate around it, because you really want to be in front of your computer to monitor current conditions to get into those trades. Those aren't really limit order worthy trades. So the way I see Euro tonight is the way it's positioned at the moment, it's probably going to break higher, and it's probably going to break to 30.75 and then potentially drift back down. So two things I like tonight are, first off, the break higher. If you start to see a volatility break above 30.40 after 8 p.m. Eastern tonight, I would look for that to take you up to 30.75. You could look to get into that momentum break once we can see a 1-minute fractal or some sort of continuation pattern build above that trend line around 30.35. But that's what I would look for. Then somewhere between 30.75 and 31.10, that's a little bit of a wide zone, 25 pips. But that area is going to be very difficult to break through tonight. So if we do shoot up there tonight, there's going to be a good probability of drifting then back down toward 30.35. So you can then look for potential reversal candles up there. I'd want to see some reversal topping structure up there. The reason we're not going to just put in a sell order to sell up at 30.75 is because it's so counter trend. I mean, euro dollar is now in a clearly bullish trend in terms of near-term volatility and momentum. So I don't want to stand in front of that and just blindly sell 30.75 when we can't be in front of the charts. The only thing I want to blindly do tonight is buy 29.25. That's definitely limit order worthy. So those of you that are going to be up tonight trading in London, that's where you want to look for potential reversal this evening. Topping structure for a pullback down toward 30.40, then potential 30 pip scalp. So that's euro dollar. And then pound dollar is the other trade where we're looking to take action tonight. You can look in the PDF for specific figures as to the 52.36 and 52.10 area and why they are such good support resistance. But basically, this area now is a major accumulation zone. 52.10, well, I already got it drawn. 52.10 to 52.36 is going to be an accumulation zone on this cable, and I would expect this zone here to continue to just trade in this range now. And I'm not going to be bearish on cable again unless we can really break all the way back down below 51.60, but at least 51.95. So I really like the idea of getting long on this pound. So what I'm going to do is put the trade call at 52.38, just right below the low of the day so far. See if we can get a little double bottom action in London. So 52.38 long, and then we're going to be running a stop at 52.10. Okay, just below. And the reason I'm putting it at 52.10 is I want to get it just below that last little swing on the 15-minute chart, little spike base there. And that's going to be a pretty good trade. So I'm looking for cable to break down. We'll see if we can get that. If we break to the upside tonight, obviously, if we get a little bit of movement to the upside, this 5,300 level is going to be a potential top in London, cyclical top right there. You've got that spike base up around 53.20, and then you've got the base of the fractal right there at 5,300. So 5,300 to 5,320, I would look for cable. If you see some topping structure, it could potentially trade back down into this range. But the only trade I really like is the long because of the general bullish momentum now on the pound. So that's what I'm looking at there. And then further to the upside on the PDF, you can see a couple key levels to the upside. We're definitely interested in counter trend shorts up at 53.95 on the first attempt this week on cable, in expectation that that's going to pay a good 20 to 30 pip bounce off that level. And so that's pretty much it. Aussie dollar, not a lot happening tonight. We're still trading in this range. You know, we got into a couple trades on this Aussie. We caught the long down here at 400. We caught the short up here at 490 in the recap last week and the week before. So right now it's a no-go for me. Just totally range bound. It looks like it's going to end up topping out here and rotating to the downside. So I'd be looking for further downside in Aussie, but I don't see anything that grabs my attention right now and is going to pull me into this market at the moment. So I'm going to stay concentrated on cable and cable and euro tonight, and we'll see what we can get. All right, safe trading in the Asia London session tonight, and we'll see you in the New York trade room tomorrow. Cheers.